Hello and welcome to this getSoapy deep dive. Today we're looking at a complete walkthrough of setting up a new account. We're going to cover registering to accept credit card and direct debit payments, adding pricing categories for costing jobs, adding the customer portal to your website, creating a customer with a job, adding them to a round, scheduling and completing that round, and then most importantly, getting paid. So this is a lot to cover. We've put chapter markers on this video so you can skip back and forward and you can rewatch parts easily. If you find this useful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started. The first thing we need to get started is a new getSoapy account, so I'm going to click the free trial link anywhere on the getSoapy website. This will give me at least a free month of the top plan and some lead credits and SMS credits as well. To sign up, it's going to ask for my email address and a secure password, and of course my name. Next, we need some business details, so the name of my business and the address, which is useful to know where about my business is so that the leads marketplace can show me nearby leads. Next, I can outline the area I cover, and this is for getting really specific in the marketplace so I can see only leads in areas where I want to expand my round. Next question is about the services I offer. This is useful for a few things, including showing relevant leads in the marketplace, and these become options for customers that request quotes, and for organising rounds, and we can customise this later on, so don't worry too much. And that's me registered. I've got a few suggestions here on what I should do next to get started, but essentially I'm signed up and we can move on to the next step. To get started, let's make sure we've personalised my getSoapy account to my business. So first of all, we're going to add a logo. I'll go into the settings in the main menu, and then in the business section I'll pick branding. At the bottom of this page you'll see a field where I can pick my logo. This is going to be used on my website if I choose to have a free getSoapy website and in emails to customers. Next I'll go into the business section in settings again and pick social profiles, and here I'll add all the social handles I use. This again is going to be used on the website if I use a getSoapy website or in emails to customers. To register for payments, I'm going to pick payments in the main menu and then click setup. Now, as you might expect, to accept credit card and direct debit payments, there's some documentation required to prevent fraud. This is often referred to as KYC or Know Your Customer regulations, but it's really no more difficult than opening a bank account. The first question is what type of business I'm registering, either a sole trader or a limited company, and this is going to determine exactly what documentation I need to provide. First, we have some standard details such as my name, address, date of birth. Much of this is pre-filled from earlier. If you're a limited company here, you'll have the similar questions, but for the business and for the persons of significant control. Next, we'll enter the bank account where we want to receive the money from these payments. Next, we need to provide some verification documents. We need a photo ID, usually a driving licence or passport is fine, a different document with proof of address, such as a bank statement, council tax bill, anything like that. And that's it. It can take up to 24 hours for a payment processor to verify your documents, and there's a small chance we need to provide some extra information. If all the documents you've uploaded are suitable, everything is usually completed pretty quickly. You'll get a notification once your account is ready to accept payments. We'll move on to some more setup for now, but later in the video we'll walk through how a customer actually makes payments for you. We remember when we first signed up that we ticked the various services that we offer. We can manage these in the settings area under the work header, and we can add any that we missed or we can change settings in them. I'm going to set the default job duration on each of the services I added. This is useful for optimising rounds, so we ensure we don't give ourselves really short or really long days. And we can set this setting per job, but it's useful to have it set here as a service level, so there's always a sensible default. There's also an option to add a description and image for each service, and this is used if we have a getSoapy website. I'm going to use a WordPress website in this demo, so I'm not going to bother setting these for now. But if you want to customise how these services are shown on your getSoapy website, this is where you do it. Now, when we were customising services earlier, you might have been thinking that you want to be more specific with your services, such as traditional versus water-fed pole window cleaning. Well, that's where pricing categories come in. Pricing categories are used to list each item on a customer's quote or invoice, and you can be as general or as detailed as you like with them. And we can set these up in advance to make it super quick and easy when we're providing a quote to a customer. I'm going to add a pricing category now under the residential window cleaning service, and I'm going to name it traditional window cleaning. I'm also going to add another category called water-fed pole under the same service and give these a quick description. Now I'm going to add some pricing items to each of them. I'm going to add a base price of £10 to water-fed pole, which is priced as a total. Then I'm going to add another item for per window, which is priced individually. Now don't worry if you think these are ridiculous prices or it's not how you'd price things. Everyone does things differently, everyone charges different prices. You can organise these however you like. Now I'm going to leave these for now, but we'll come back to this later on and use this to price a job later in the video. getSoapy allows you to automatically send customers SMS and email notifications for various things, such as when jobs are scheduled or completed. There's actually two different groups of messages, those for quotes and those for customers. We'll look at customer messages for this demo, but the quote messages work exactly the same way. You'll find both of these in settings under either the quote or customer section. And if you want to turn these on or off, look for notifications, and to customize the messages, look for message templates. I'm going to open the customer notifications here and turn some of these on. They're actually off by default for new accounts, so you don't accidentally send loads of messages to new customers as you add them to your account. Each message template has two versions, SMS and email. You can use various tags in both of these messages to customize them with customer details, automatically adding in their name, the date of job scheduled, the cost of the job, the customer balance. There's quite a few you can add. Next, I'm going to select customer job marked as done under message templates and make some changes. I'm going to copy the sentence, your new balance is customer balance from the email version, and add it to the SMS version. There's also tags for your business details, such as your website or phone number. To see a complete list of the tags, look in the help menu and look for anything that mentions tags. Next, we're going to customize your invoices. Each time you complete a customer's job, an invoice will be created for the customer. Very similar to how we can customize the messages sent to customers, you can customize the invoices with various tags to add in the customer's details. Again, in settings under customers, select invoice header and footer. Here you can add all the same tags we saw before, including the customer's name, the cost of the job, the link to the customer portal, etc. When the invoice is created, there will be a section at the top with our logo and address that we set earlier, and in between the header and the footer, there'll be a table which includes all the details about the job using the pricing categories and items we created earlier. We'll create an invoice for a customer later in the video so you can see what a completed invoice looks like. Just now, I'm not going to bother changing any of this. Let's just move on. With getSoapy, you get a basic website completely free. This will have an address such as mycleaningbusiness.getsoapy.com, and there's a few themes to choose from, and as you expect, everything such as the customer portal and quote widgets are included automatically. We also have the option to include these widgets on any website you might already have. This is a fantastic way to give your customers a really seamless experience and a strong and consistent brand. There's a WordPress plugin which makes it really easy to add to most websites, and a JavaScript plugin which gives you complete flexibility if your website isn't made with WordPress. For this demo, we're going to install the customer portal on a WordPress website. In settings, you'll find a section for website where you can pick how you'd like to set up your website. I'm going to select I have my own website and enter the address. You'll see the menu changes and I now have some different options. The main one is Edit Links, and this is where you tell getSoapy where the widgets are installed on your website. But first we need to actually install it. So let's go and do that. I'm going to switch over to my WordPress website here, and you'll see I have this page called Customer Portal, but there's nothing here. This is where I want to install the Customer Portal widget. If I go to the admin area and under Plugins select Add New, I can search for getSoapy and it's the only result, so I click Install, click Activate. Now you'll find a new item under the plugin section called getSoapy. If we click on this, you can see all the options for the plugin. The most important is the one at the top, which is the business ID. This is how the plugin knows which getSoapy account to use. Now it's already filled out, and it's showing me the name of the business so I can check it's correct. This is because when we set up the website in getSoapy, we gave it the web address, and when we activated the plugin, it's called home and set this up for us automatically. There's some settings in here you might want to customize, for example, fields you'd like to hide in the quote widget or change some styling options, and there's a link at the top of this page with the full documentation with all these options. Now if we edit the page we want to add the widget to, we can add a new block and search for getSoapy. You can see the three widgets we have available: Quote, Payment and Customer Portal. I'm going to select Customer Portal and save the page. If we look at this page from the customer's view, we can see the Customer Portal widget is here, but of course we've not added any customers yet, so we'll need to come back later to see this working properly. But first, let's flick back to the getSoapy admin area and update the page where the customer portal is. I'll just enter /customer portal and click save. In the main menu of the getSoapy app, we're going to select customers, and as you can see, we don't have any customers yet. In the menu on this page, I'm going to select add customer. We've got a simple form here where we can put in all the customer's basic information, such as their name, phone number and address. I'll add in some details of myself to add myself as a customer. On the customers page, we've got 3 tabs: their details, their jobs and the messages. If I go to the jobs tab, I can add a job for this customer. I'll select residential window cleaning from the services we created earlier and say that we'll do this every 8 weeks. We've not created any rounds yet, but I can add one in line called demo, and I'm going to turn on keep optimized. All the jobs in this round will now be kept in the most efficient order for me. It's a great feature that saves you loads of time, but it's so automatic there's not much more to say about it. I'm not going to bother with the cost just now, but I'll give it a duration of 25 minutes. Now, once we've saved that, if we tap on the cost, we can see the detailed pricing breakdown for this job. And there's our categories being added automatically based on the service, but I'm going to delete that and pick add items from the menu. I'll expand water-fed poll and I'll tick the pricing items that we added earlier. Now if I tap the plus icon beside per window cost a few times, you'll see the price adds up for each window. This is super useful when you're provided a quote. It's a really similar process and we've got a 2-minute tour video we could check out afterwards. I'm going to click save and that's us done setting up this customer. I could schedule and build this job individually, but we're going to do that as part of a round. So let's move on to the next stage. If we select rounds in the main menu, you'll see we have our demo round with 1 customer in it. Obviously rounds would normally have many customers, but for this demo we'll have just 1. I have a summary at the top which shows me how many jobs are due or if there was any late or not due. We've got the total job time and the total travel time. There's also a map that gives me an idea where the jobs are and of course the list of jobs. In the menu on the jobs card, I'm going to select schedule, and in the pop-up that opens, I'll tap today, and in the list of statuses I'll pick all statuses since we only have 1 anyway. Scheduling jobs with certain statuses is really useful if you've got some jobs that are due every 4 weeks and some due every 8 weeks in the same round. We've got another video about that if you want to check it out in more detail afterwards. So I'll save this for now, and that's all the jobs scheduled. So let's pretend we've cleaned these windows. I'm going to mark these as done in a very similar way. In the same menu, pick mark as done and pick all statuses. So that's a scheduled around and marked around as done. Now let's have a look at those messages that we set up that the customers have been sent. So to quickly recap for anyone who skipped some chapters, we've added a customer, we've given them a job, we've added that job to a round, which we've then scheduled, and we've completed the round, so that customer's job has been done. So let's look at how this looked from the customer's point of view. If you look at the SMS messages I received as the customer, you'll see there's 3 of them. 1 welcoming me as a customer, 1 telling me the date the job was scheduled for, which was today, and 1 saying it's been completed, including the balance I now have because we customised the message template earlier to include that. And if we look at the emails, it's just the same thing, but they're formatted a little bit nicer and have a logo. All of these messages have a link which will take me straight into the customer portal. So if I open this link, you'll see I'm taken straight to my website, straight to the page with the customer portal, and I'm logged right in. There's no need for any secure codes or anything like that. This is all securely automatically handled by those links. In the customer portal, I can see the summary of my most recent job. I can see my balance, I can see my details so I can check they're all correct, which is important for GDPR regulations. I can send a message and I can see any messages I've received. And most importantly, I can make a payment. So let's do that now. So we're looking at the customer portal as a customer who needs to make payment for a job we've just marked as done. So how can the customer make payment? Well, if I just tap payment method here, you'll see all the options we have. Because I'm on my iPhone, I can use Apple Pay. If I was on an Android phone, this would be basically the same process. Just a couple of taps and you can see I've made payment already. It's that easy. Let's look at some of the other options here. If I choose card payment, I can put in my card details, and I can tick automatically charge my card in future. And the next time you as the window cleaner marks this job as done, I, as the customer, am charged automatically. There's nothing else we need to do. Another great option is direct debit, which is a bit cheaper to process than card payments and just as convenient. As a customer, I enter my bank details, check the terms and conditions, confirmation step, and I'm done. Now next time you as the window cleaner mark this job as done, I as the customer will have that money automatically taken out of my bank account. Now if we switch back to the getSoapy app and look at the payments menu, you can see these payments I've received and I've got a handy notification letting me know too. Hopefully you found this easy to follow. We do our best to keep getSoapy as simple and easy to use as possible, but if you do get stuck, don't worry. Just tap the info icon on the top bar and you'll see a list of help items relevant to the page you're on. Tap browse to see a full list of help. If you're still stuck, just tap the chat button and you can send us a message right in the app. Thanks very much for watching. I really hope you found this useful. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you'd like to suggest any improvements or something for us to cover in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Often we announce new features through these YouTube videos. And have a good one.